My name's Brian. Good to see you. At the time that I filmed this video, I had already sold my house and knew how much money I had. I had made the decision that I was going to build a camper van and not live in a house. For the 3 decades or so that I've been an electrician, I lived in a house most of the time. If not, I lived in an apartment. I've camped a lot since I was younger, and I've decided that after my divorce, after my kids moved out, and it was just me in the house, decided to sell the house. So this video is me deciding how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to build that van. Now there's 2 different ways you can do it. You can build it a cheap way, and you can build it an expensive way. You can build it so you just get by, or you can actually live there comfortably. And I'm calling those 2 different ways. I'm calling one the ghetto build, to build it like cheap, or all I want, a little more expensive. This is a price breakdown of both of those 2 different ways and how much I think it will cost and if I think I can actually do it. That's what this video is. Enjoy. Well, just thinking about this, I've probably got 2 different ways I can do it. I could do a ghetto build, just do the bare minimum, buy me a good van, or I could take the stuff from the ghetto build and add to it and have all I want and live in 100% of the time comfortably. So the ghetto build would consist of 12-volt pump, no shower, no cooking, cassette toilet, no hot water, and 5-gallon water tanks. I would have solar panels. I would have a Starlink. I would have 2 fans. I would have 3,000 of power. I'd have a diesel heater. I'd have plugs and lights, cabinets and a bed. I'd have a water filter and some kind of a sink. Now the Starlink and the power station, that's $2,500, and that's just these 2 alone are $5,000. That brings the grand total up to about $10,000 ish, about $966 about for the ghetto build, which is a fair amount of money. 10 grand. I mean, I'd buy the van. Ford is what I'm going for, and I'd spend most of my money on the van and then put 10,000 into it, and I could live in it, no problem. Or I could have all I want, and I could live in it 100% of the time fairly comfortably. And what I would do is I would upgrade the water tanks. I'd have a tile shower inside. I'd upgrade my windows so they would be more efficient, so I wouldn't spend as much money on heat. I'd buy bug screens. I'd buy a microwave and a range. I'd upgrade my toilet so I'd have a better toilet. I'd have a hot water tank. I'd probably put a hatch in the top. I'd have a microwave. I'd probably have a tire storage box on the back and an outdoor shower. I'd have a range, and I'd have a regular faucet, and I'd probably have swivel seats. And just to do that stuff, because I'd still have the power station, I'd still have the Starlink, I'd still have all the other stuff, so I'd just be adding this stuff to it, but I'd be upgrading some of the other stuff. This alone here is about another 10,000, maybe 15, but probably more like 10, because some of the stuff, I'm not counting screws and hoses and stuff like that, and paint. I'm not counting any of that stuff, so I'm figuring at least be 10, maybe 15. And all I want would probably be 25 total, because I'd have to add the 10 and the 15, and it'd bring me to 25 total. And I could probably shave some of it off that. Like, I wouldn't have to have every single thing. Maybe I'd get rid of the microwave or the swivel seats or something like that. But I could lose a little bit on this if I really had to, but it'd be around 20,000, maybe 20, 25,000 to make it awesome. So that means that if I can find a cheap vehicle for 40, maybe 50,000, probably more like 50, you know, it'd be brand new and I wouldn't have to worry about it breaking down or stuff like that. It'd be brand new. Plus, if I ever wanted to sell it, if I wanted to build the whole thing and sell it, it'd have very low miles. And even if I just built it and sold it, it'd be a good vehicle. It'd be a brand new vehicle. It'd be fun to travel for 6 months straight in a brand new vehicle. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. Be a full-time camper. I think that's gonna be me, a full-time camper. Every year I've camped. I've camped for 1 week every year. We took the kids out ever since they were little. The kids and the dogs, and we went out camping out in the woods for a week every year. And every year we'd buy something new and we'd make it special for the kids. We'd buy special food and eat special things and do special things. And it was our vacation that we did every year. we didn't have much money, and that's what we did. And so I'm used to camping. I'm used to it, and I like it. It's actually really fun. And so as I get older and retire, eventually retire, I don't want to retire yet. I like working. But as I do that, I think this would be a good way to do it. So I'm going to take my dog, Cubby, and we're going to build a camper van, and we're going to be full-time campers. And if we camp in a parking lot, or if we camp alongside the road, or if we just travel around, or go to campsites, or go out in the woods like I did for years, whatever we do, we're going to be in a camper van, I think. And I think I'm going to build it. Thank you for listening.